Hi, welcome back to our online retreat
欢迎回到我们线上进修营，
called The Wheel of Life.
生命之轮进修营。
And now, I'd like to thank Stanley for translating.
然后要感谢 Stanley 的翻译。
And we've reached session 23.
我们已经讲到了第23堂课。
The name of this session is called Three Things for Cutting a Tree.
这一堂课的名字叫做砍树的3件武器。
And you see a picture of a very strong guy with an axe. He's going to cut the tree.
大家能看到这张图片，一个非常强壮的男人，然后他拿着一把斧子要砍树。
And let's jump into the text.
那我们立刻跳到原文当中，经典当中。
Nipani, which means number 2. So I went and got you what is point number 2, which is lam jitabo shiki kowalentopa.
第二点是什么呢？
What's the path we're going to use to get out of the wheel?
就是为了灭除轮回，我们要修何种道。
Rangchaki korwetsawa chupala. Now, if we want to... We have an idiom in English called throw a monkey wrench into the machine. It means take a tool and throw it into those wheels, and then suddenly everything goes... It stops.
英文当中有这么一个说法，就是把 throw a monkey wrench into a machine， 意思就是说把一个小工具扔到一个机器里面，然后整一个运转的机器就会破坏掉，然后就停止了。
We have a similar thing when we're kids.
当我们还是小孩的时候有类似的东西。
If there's a kid we don't like,
如果我们有一个不喜欢的另外一个孩子，
and all of us have bicycles,
然后我们所有人都有这个自行车的话，
then we will run next to his bicycle
然后我们会跑到他的那个自行车后面，
with a big fat stick.
然后带着一大根这个一根很壮的很粗的棍子，
And then we'll push it into the bicycle wheel.
然后我们会插到这个自行车轮里面，
And it goes... And then the whole wheel breaks.
然后整一个车轮就坏掉了。
Good translation.
这个翻译很好。
Okay, so how do we throw the stick into the bicycle wheel?
如何能够把这个棍子插到自行车轮里？
We have to go after link number 1,
我们要去到第一支那里，
which is misunderstanding the way reality works.
那就是误解现实运作的方式。
Guys got a pen? I have a pen. In Diamond Cutter Institute language, and you should go to a Diamond Cutter Institute program.
然后在金刚商学院的语言当中，大家也应该要去上金刚商学院的课程。
We say that the pen looks like the pen is coming from the pen,
我们说这个笔看上去是来自于笔本身，
but actually the pen is coming from me.
但实际上笔是来自于我。
So, you've been alive in this world for many years.
那你在这个世界上已经活了很多年了，
And all that time you didn't realize these are seeds in your mind are making pictures that are the things around you.
然后这一直以来你都没有意识到，是你意识当中的种子在创造出这些图片，然后创造出你周遭的一切。
This misunderstanding is called senke ni, means you are born with it.
Hanker ni 意思就是说你这种误解是你具生的，就是出生就有的。
Bugs are born with it, whales are born with it, birds are born with it.
小鸟出生就有，然后虫子出生就有，生命一出生就有的这种误解。
We've been talking about the example of the woman who comes home and her husband yells at her.
我们有提到这么一个例子，就是说一个女士回到家，然后她老公骂她，
And she says, I didn't do anything.
然后她说我什么都没有做，
And he yelled at me.
她就来骂我了。
So she's having a misunderstanding about her immediate world and her immediate self.
然后呢，她对当时那个自己，然后以及那个世界，就立刻产生了一种误解。
And that's the classic form of the first link.
那是第一支的那一种经典的呈现形式。
We are misunderstanding ourselves and our immediate world.
我们误解了我们自己以及我们周遭的世界。
And that's actually the place where we can stop the machine of the suffering life.
那实际上就是我们能够去停止这个创造痛苦生活生命的机器。
And again, it
的地
doesn't
方，
mean
的地方。
you're going to die or something like that.
但是再次一提，这并不意味着你就要死去，
It means you enter a perfect life in a body which cannot die.
意思是你要进入一个就是你的身体不会死去的一个完美的生活。
Some American guy the Americans have the most funny ideas about Buddhism.
然后有一些美国人呢，他们对佛教有一些最有意思的一些很有意思的看法。
Geshe-la, I don't want to stop the wheel of life.
他说：“葛小师啊，我们不想要去停止生命之轮，
Why?
为什么呢？
Because I want to die.
因为我想要死。
Why you want to
那
die?
你为什么想要死？
Even after 50 years, I got so many wrinkles. If I live for 5,000 years, you know how many wrinkles I'm going to have?
就是我50年才活了50年，都这么多皱纹呢。如果要我活5000年，你能想一想我会有多少皱纹呢？
I'm going to look terrible.
我会看上去很糟糕的。
You know, so not like that, okay?
但并不是这样子的，
You don't have to kill yourself
你不需要杀死自己，
to get out of the wheel.
然后才能够离开生命之轮。
And it's not like you're going to live for 1,000 years and you got like 1,000 years of wrinkles like that.
并不是说你会要活1000年，然后你会有上1000年的这个皱纹，
You will enter a perfect body,
你会进入一个完美的身体、
perfect mind,
完美的意识、
perfect heart.
完美的心，
And all of the people you love will be around you in their perfect form also.
然后所有你那些爱的人都会在你周遭呈现出他们完美的形态。
That's what happens if you stop the wheel.
这就是你停止生命之轮的一个会发生的状况。
And you have to reach into the wheel and stop it at the exact correct place.
然后你要进到这个生命之轮里面，然后要在那个全完美的地方把它停下来。
If you can't cut that exact place,
如果你无法去砍掉那个砍对那个地方的话，
Nyambo Shenki, Nyomba, and you use some other kind of antidote. Antidote here means it's some other spiritual method to become free.
然后如果你只是用一些其他的一些对治方法，这里的对治就是另外一些精神修行的法门，让你能够解脱的。
Nyomba Reshik Dip, you will affect some of your negative thoughts and the things connected with your negative thoughts.
你是可以去能够影响到一些你的烦恼，能够降服一些你的烦恼，然后或者烦恼相关的事情。
And the verb here in the Tibet is very interesting.
这里的这个藏文的动词是很有意思的。
Dip kyang tendumise. You will slow down those negative thoughts, but you won't stop them forever.
你将会能够减缓这一些烦恼，但是不暂时的压服它，但是不会彻底的消除它们。
Like you get angry when you drive on the road.
比如说你在路上开车的时候，你生气了，
This is one of my problems.
这是我其中的一个问题。
Today, I mean, some guy was driving very dangerous.
今天呢，有一些人就是在我旁边很危险的在开车，
Then I get, why you do that?
然后我就觉得生气，你为什么要这么做？
You know, so then maybe if Veronica's in the car,
那如果 Veronica 在车里面的话，
she says, listen, you're a Buddhist teacher. You shouldn't get angry even at the other driver.
然后他就说：“你听听啊，你自己是一个佛教的老师，你不应该对任何人生气的，即使他只是一
And
个
then I can be
开车的人。
I can be peaceful about the guy who drive dangerous next to me.
那我就可以就是平静的去对待在我身边非常危险的去开车的那个人。
But tomorrow,
但明天呢，
if someone actually hit my car,
如果有人真的撞到我的车了，
then my patience will break.
那我的这份耐心忍辱就会被破坏掉。
So normal patience
所以这种普通的耐心
has a limit.
是有限制的。
Someone push you, finally you will fight.
就如果有人不断的推你，不断的逼你，终有一天你会打回去的。
That means you didn't find the real solution.
这就意味着你并没有找到真正的解决方案。
So maybe most of you don't know how cement works.
或许大多数朋友不知道这个水泥啊是怎么个运作的机制。
But my Lama told me one day, you make a sidewalk around the temple.
然后有一天呢，我的上司跟我讲说，你在这个寺院旁边铺一条人行道。
I said, I don't know anything about how to make a sidewalk.
我说我对人行道完全一无所知的。
Then he looked at me like I'm crazy. He said, well, just learn.
他看着我像看着疯子一样对我说，那你就学啊。
So I learned.
然后我就学了。
And what's interesting about pouring cement,
然后关于这个铺水泥啊，很有意思的一点是，
you think like, so how many days we have to wait for the cement to get dry?
你可能会想说，我们要等多少天这个水泥才会干？
But that's not how cement works.
但是水泥不是这么运作的，
When they arrive in the cement truck,
就是当这个水泥的车啊卡车到达的时候，
they mix together the water and the special chemical.
把一些水跟特别的化学的成分混在一起，
And it creates a chemical reaction.
然后创造一些化学反应。
And the cement starts to react from the middle, from the inside.
然后水泥呢就开始会在里面的和中间的位置开始发生反应，
And it continues to get harder for 30 years.
然后它会持续30年不断的变异。
Okay, that reaction doesn't finish.
那个反应不会结束的。
Then to break old cement is almost impossible.
所以你如果想要打破一个很老的水泥的话，那几乎是不可能的。
It gets harder and harder and harder.
它会变得越来越硬，越来越硬。
And a Buddhist path for patience
那要获得这种耐心的佛教的道路，
is different from a normal path for patience.
跟这种其他的获得耐心的道路是不一样的。
In the normal path,
普通的其他的道路里，
they say, just try to be nice. Don't get angry.
他们会跟你说，你就尝试的要善待别人，不要生气。
But the sign that a solution is not perfect
但一个不是完美的解决方案的一个迹象，
is that if someone push you enough,
就是如果有人足够给你足够大的这个压力的话，
your patience will break.
你的耐心就会被破坏。
Like if they yell at you, you're like,
如果他们骂你了，你可能
that's okay.
觉得没关系啊；
And they push you,
如果他们推你一把，
you're like, oh, that's
你
okay.
觉得那也没关系；
And they hit you,
他们如果打你，
you're like, that's okay.
你也觉得这没关系。
Then they hit your kid,
但他们打你孩子的话，
then you'll go crazy.
你就会发狂。
That's normal solution to anger.
这就是去解决愤怒问题的普通的解决方案。
But the Buddhist solution to anger,
但是佛教的解决愤怒的方案，
it's like cement.
就像水泥，
And every day,
每一天
it gets stronger and stronger and
都会
stronger.
变得越来越强。
And the more you push that person,
你越大程度的去逼这个人，
the stronger they get.
他们会变得越强大。
So we're talking about this kind of antidote. He says here, we don't want a solution which works for a while but doesn't cure the disease.
所以他这里原文当中有提到，我们不想要那种只会运作一小会儿的，但是却没有办法彻底消除到问题的这种解决方案。
So we have this habit inside our mind.
所以我们在意识当中有这样的习惯习气，
Bad things happen to us,
当一些坏事情发生，
like the wife in the kitchen.
像厨房里面的太太，
And we like to say, I didn't do anything.
然后我们就会想说我什么都没有做呀，
And now this thing happening to me.
然后现在这种事情就发生了。
There's no kind of good karma
没有任何一种善业
which can stop that thinking,
能够停止这样的思考，
except one.
除了一种以外。
Okay, so when we talk about a path
所以当我们提到一条道，
to get out of the wheel of life,
能够让我们能够斩除生命之轮，离开。
of course there are many different spiritual kinds of behavior.
当然会有很多种不同的这个修行的方式行为，
Be nice to people,
友善待人，
be compassionate,
然后要有慈悲，
do tonglen,
做施与受，
exchange self and other.
自他交换，
Many,
很多很多种。
but they don't stop the root of the problem.
但是他们不会斩断问题的根本。
Gewa Shenki Numi Nupa means they don't hurt your I didn't do anything idea.
它不会损伤到你这种我什么都没有做的这种想法
The。only way to stop that idea, I didn't do anything,
唯一能够去制止这种我什么都没有做的想法，
is to find Zentang Mungel the song.
The-
Zentang Mungel the song.
唯一的方法是这样。
Yeah. Zentang means the way it thinks about things.
Zendan 的意思就是你去思维事物的方式，
Should be the direct opposite, not just the opposite, but the direct opposite of the way you are thinking.
要跟你原本的那种思维方式是完全相反的，不只是相反，是完全相反的。
So the Zentang we're talking about
那我们这里讲到的 Zendan
in the kitchen,
在厨房里面的，
the wife says, I didn't do anything, he yelled at me.
然后那个老婆就想我什么都没有做，他就骂我了。
Then the complete opposite of that idea
所以跟这个想法完全相反的一个是，
is, oh, I did do something.
哦，我的确做了点什么。
I yelled at my kids last week.
我上个星期骂了我的孩子。
So in Buddhism,
所以在佛教当中啊，
in the deepest forms of meditation,
在最深的一种禅定冥想中，
we are talking about one state of mind,
我们讲到就是这一种意识状态，
and we have to find a state of mind which is the direct opposite.
我们要找到一种与其完全相反的意识状态，
Then it can stop the first state of mind forever.
它这样子的情况才能够彻底的、永远的制止这第一种意识状
What's
态。
the first state of mind?
那这第一种意识状态是什么呢？
Yeah, I came in the kitchen.
我
He
就走
yelled at
进
me.
了
I
这个
didn't do
厨房，
anything.
我什么都没有做，他就骂我了。
Okay, what's the direct opposite thinking?
那这个直接完全相反的思维是什么呢？
She walks in the kitchen.
他走进厨房，
He starts calling her
然
stupid.
后老公开始骂他是笨蛋。
A real Buddhist,
真正的佛教徒
they're like this.
他会这样子，
They don't say, I'm not stupid, you're
他
stupid.
们不会说我不笨，你才笨，
They're like this.
他们是这样的。
What's that lady doing?
那这个女士在干嘛呢？
She's just thinking,
她只是在想，
how did I plant this bad seed?
我是怎么种下这个坏种子的？
What did I do last week?
我上个星期做了什么？
She's, probably the husband is really angry. He's all red and he's yelling,
这时候可能这个老公已经非常生气了，脸都红了，然后在骂。
And before she studied Lam Rim,
然后在他学习道次第之前，
she was like, you're stupid, not me.
老婆会说：“我才不笨，你是笨蛋。
After studying Lam Rim, ”
在学了道次第之后，
especially Wheel of Life online Lam Rim,
尤其我们这个生命之轮线上进修
he
营，
goes, you're stupid.
然后老公骂你是个笨蛋
And，she goes,
然后他
it means, oh, what did I do last week?
意思是我上个星期做了什么？
Okay, that thinking, what did I do last week,
就是这个我上个星期做了什么这样的思考，
is the direct nuclear bomb which stops the first link.
这就是能够制止第一支的直接的原子弹。
Then the wisdom,
然后这个智慧，
which understands I am not the person I used to think I was.
就是去能够理解我并不是那个我曾经以为我是的那个人。
It understands these things are not happening to me in the kitchen for no reason at all.
他明白这些厨房里面我发生的事情，并不是毫无理由就发生在我身上的。
We have to find a state of mind which is the opposite of I didn't do anything and he yelled at me.
我们必须得找到一种跟这个我什么都没有做他就骂我了这种意识状态完全相反的意识状态。
We need a state of wisdom.
我们知道需要一种意识
which
智
can-
慧状态，
Put the monkey wrench into the middle of the machine and blow up the whole machine.
能够把这个棍子就是直接的扔到这个機器中间，然后呢把整个机器给破坏掉。
Then, man, if you don't have that,
如果你没有这个的话，
Gewashin Jindashi La Bekyang, you can work really, really hard to develop other good qualities, good spiritual qualities.
你是可以非常非常努力去修习其他好的这个修行上的品质功德，
Or more patience,
更有耐心，
more morality,
更有道德，
more compassion,
更有慈悲，
more joy for doing good
然后
things,
更多去享受做好事的
more
乐趣，
general meditation.
然后越来越多的这种很好的冥想。
But and
总体的冥想。
those will help your wisdom. They will support your wisdom.
这一些其他的都会能够帮助你习
No,
得
I'm
智
sorry.
慧。
I made a mistake.
哦，抱歉，我犯了一个错误，
He said something worse than that.
他说了一些更糟糕的东西。
Okay, you ready?
准备好了吗？
If all those spiritual practices
如果所有的这一些修行
don't have wisdom in them,
里面不带有智慧的话，
they become a support for the wrong idea.
他们会变成就是支持那些错误的理念的东西。
Let's go back to the kitchen.
我们再回到厨房里面，
And, she just came back from some place where they teach, just be patient.
假设老婆就是刚刚从某个地方回来，在那个地方 那里教授的只是说让你耐心就好。
She just came back from a place where they teach you to be patient about your husband, but they don't teach you that the husband you're being patient with is coming from you.
他刚刚从这么一个地方回来，这个地方里面只是这么教授说，你应该对那个对你生气的老公要有耐心，但是他们却没有教你的是，那个你需要去耐心对待的老公，实际上是来自于你的。
So you go to some therapist.
所以你参加了一些治疗，
And you say, I have trouble. I feel angry at my husband when he calls me stupid.
寻求帮助说我有一些麻烦，就是当我的那个老公骂我是笨蛋的时候呢，我很难对他保持耐心，我会生气。
Then the therapist says, well, next time you walk in the kitchen and he starts yelling at you.
然后那个对方治疗师就跟我讲说，那下次当你走进厨房，然后当他对你生气的时候，
Just try to be a little more understanding.
你就尝试多一点点的理解。
Maybe he had a hard day.
或许他呢今天过得很不顺利，
Maybe he has a headache.
或许他今天头疼，
Maybe his boss yelled at him.
或许他今天老板骂他了，
Just try to calm
你
down.
就尝试冷静下来。
So try to imagine that lady went to the therapist
所以尝试去想象这位女士参加这样的治疗了，
and she comes in the kitchen
然后她进到厨房里，
and the husband says, "You're stupid."
然后老公说你是个笨蛋，
And she looks at him
然后呢，老婆就看着老
and she
公，
remembers her therapist.
就想起了她得到的这些方案，
Oh, maybe he had a hard day.
她就想或许他今天过得很不顺，
Maybe he couldn't get lunch. Maybe he's hungry.
或许老公今天没办法吃饭，他已经很饿了，
Maybe he had bad traffic on the way home
或许
today.
他今天回家的时候路上堵得很厉害，
I should try to just, be patient
我
with
应
him.
该就是尝试跟他多一点耐心，对他多一点
Possible
耐心，
something happened.
很可能他遇到了一些事情。
In this section of the Lam Room,
在道次第的这一个部分的内容里，
they're saying something very radical.
他们在说着一些非常就是有颠覆性的内容。
Those 2 minutes trying to sympathize with your husband
那个就是尝试去同情理解你老公的2分钟，
which the therapist told you to do.
就是他治疗师告诉他要做的事情。
Listen,
请听好，
they actually make the feeling that he's not coming from you stronger for those 2 minutes.
那实际上那2分钟内，让你去认为其实老公不来自于我的这种想法变得更加强大了。
So for 2 minutes more in your billions of lifetimes,
所以在你的亿万年的生命当中，又多了这2分钟，
you are looking at the pen or the husband
你看着笔或者老公，
and you're having the feeling that he comes this way.
然后你产生了这样的感受他从这一边来的。
And those 2 minutes
而这2分钟呢，
trying to be nice to him,
你尝试对他更加的友好，
but feeling that he's coming not from me
但是感受到他不来自于我，
will cause your suffering in the wheel of life to go on for more years.
会导致你在生命之轮当中的受苦会持续更多年。
Again, it's very radical
所
statement.
以这是一个非常有颠覆性的说法。
It means if you can, in the middle of something frightening or some anger or something going on,
所以这意味着在你遇到一些极大的恐惧，或者在愤怒当中，或者遇到某一些事情的时候，
like the virus,
譬如说病毒，
if you just think for 2 minutes, maybe this is coming from something I did.
如果你只需要花2分钟的时间去想一想，或许这一切都来自于我所做的一些事情，
Then you are putting a monkey wrench in the middle of the machine and it will stop.
然后呢，你就在那个机器的中央就丢下了一块东西，然后导致这个机器无法运转了。
Shirabdigila lepa kepa chepala. And if you want to just keep increasing this awareness when you walk in the kitchen, remembering he's coming from you,
如果你想要去增加，就是那种当你走进厨房，然后能够想得起来，它是来自于我的这种觉知的。
Hlakpa tingin zinki lapa ma kepa minjungde. Unless you meditate, it's not going to be strong enough.
除非你能够做冥想，不然这种觉知不会有足够的强大。
So if you don't practice meditation regularly,
所以如果你不是每天都常规的练习冥想，
your basic state of mind
你最基本的意识状态
will not be strong enough to keep the correct idea going in the kitchen while he's yelling.
将不会能够让你的这种认识、这种理解持续在他骂你的那个过程当中。
Practicing meditation, even just a half hour every day.
练习做冥想，甚至只是每天半小时。
By the way, the key to meditation is start with 10 minutes.
顺便一提，这个冥想的关键就是从10分钟开始。
Never start with more than that.
永远不要从多于这个10分钟的时间开始。
Sit down for 10 minutes and meditate.
坐下来10分钟做冥想。
But every morning and don't break.
但每天早上都做，不要停止，不要中断。
I have a timer here.
我这里有一个计时器。
Set the timer.
设计好，定好这个计时器。
For 10 minutes.
然后10分钟的时间。
Every Sunday.
每个星期天。
Increase it by 1 minute.
然后多增加1分钟。
Then within 1 year, you are meditating for an hour. It's perfect.
然后1年之后，你就能够每天做1个小时的冥想，这是很完美的。
But don't try to use emptiness in the kitchen unless you are meditating every day.
但除非你每天都能够做冥想，不然的话，你是无法在厨房当中尝试去运用空性的。
You will not have enough control over your mind to keep the correct idea.
你将无法拥有对你意识足够的控制力，能够让你留有这样的智慧。
So, throwing the wrench into the bad machine in the kitchen.
所以呢，就是在厨房当中把这个工具扔到那个机器中间里，坏的机器的中间里。
Stopping the wheel at the correct place, link number 1.
在正确的地方斩断这个生命之轮，也就是在第一支里。
It's not gonna work if you don't have a strong and peaceful state of mind always.
如果你不总是有一个强大的平静的意识状态的话，那这样是不会奏效的。
So it has to go together with meditation.
所以这必须得跟冥想结合在一起。
Now, Pabongka Rinpoche goes into a famous metaphor.
那现在呢，帕蓬格仁波切将进入到一个非常著名的比喻的讲解中。
And I remember when I first heard it, it's like, I don't know, 40 years ago.
我还记得，我就第一次听到这个讲解的时候是大概40年前。
And it's the kind of metaphor that stays with you.
这是一种就是那一种就是会一直留在你心中的比喻。
I think I heard it in the first month that I was studying Buddhism.
我想我在学习佛教的第1个月内就听到了。
So it says, "Perna shingi dombo chupala." Let's say you want to cut down a big tree.
就假设说你想要去砍倒一棵很大的树，
You're gonna need some different things.
你会需要不同的东西。
Number 1,
第一，
tare numbo means you're gonna need a very sharp axe.
你需要一个非常尖的这个斧。
And you're gonna need 2 big boompas.
Boomba 要
So what's a
2个
boomba?
很强壮的 boomba。什么是
What's a
boomba？
boompa? Boompa means your arm from the elbow up to the top of the shoulder, and we don't have a separate word in English.
boomba 的意思就是说，你从这个手肘到这个肩膀中间的这一块手臂。
You can say strong shoulder, but that's this part.
你可以说是强大的肩膀，但是这是这一部分。
You can say strong bicep, but that's only this part.
你可以说强大的二头肌，但是只是这一部分。
But this Tibetan word covers both.
但是这个藏文词呢，有包含这2部分都有。
It says you need 2 good boompas.
你会需要就是2只很强壮的臂膀。
Okay, so now you need 2 things.
然后现在你需要这两件
You
事
need
情
a
了，
sharp axe,
一个非常尖锐的这个斧子，
and you need to be buff. You need to be
然后
strong.
你需要
here.
非常强壮。
Okay, we have that picture, right?
我们有这张图片了，对不对？
And now, Deyang Tare Numbo Mena, if you don't have a sharp axe,
如果你没有一把利斧，
Shingdong Che
锋利的
Mine,
斧头，
there's no way you're going to cut the tree.
你是完全不可能砍倒这个树的，无法砍树的。
If you don't have the right tool, you can't do even a basic thing. We learned that the other night.
就是你连最基本的工具都没有的话，那我们最基本的事情都是做不了的。那
We
天晚
didn't
上
have
我
the
们有
right
学到
tool,，and we spent like, I don't know, half an hour.
如果没有正确的这个工具的话，我们花了半小时在完成一件事情。
Pumba Temple Mena, and if you don't have strong, sturdy shoulders and upper arms,
如果你没有这个强壮的臂膀，
Tare Nechik to Mimbap, you won't be able to control where the axe hits on the tree because when you cut wood, you have to cut a specific pattern.
你如果没有强壮的臂膀的话，你就无法控制好就是利斧砍到树的位置，因为当你砍树的时候，你是要有一个特别的这个方式来砍这个树的。
Then he kind of gives a related example to this kind of focusing the axe on the right place.
然后呢，他就举了一个相关的例子来讲到说，怎么样用斧头砍树的时候要定在同一个地方。
Let's say it's Semo, it's nighttime.
假设是夜晚晚上。
Gyangri Tawala, you want to look at something that's kind of pretty far away.
你想要看一些就是比较远距离的东西。
You need a nice strong candle.
你需要一根就是非常好的蜡烛。
And the wind shouldn't be blowing the candle.
然后呢，这个风呢不应该一直刮着这个蜡烛在吹。
So there has to be some steady focus.
所以也要有一点有稳定的专注。
Sharp axe.
无论是利斧
steady focus
还是稳定的专注
strong arms
强大的手臂
Okay Dagme tope shirap tare numbo What is your sharp axe in this case
但在这个例子当中你的利斧是什么
It's the moment in the kitchen when the wife says Oh I yelled at the kids last week
是在厨房里面当老婆说哦，是我上个星期骂了孩子的那个时刻。
There's not even exist a husband in the kitchen who doesn't come directly from me.
厨房里面甚至都不存在一位不直接来自于我的老公。
So that's like a sharp axe.
这就像是一把利斧。
Her thought in the kitchen that he's coming from me.
就是他在厨房里面去想到他来自于我的这个念头。
That's like a sharp axe.
这就像一把利斧。
Or you can say she has a very steady candle.
你也可以说他有一支非常稳定的蜡烛。
Then you can cut down that belief in fake reality.
你就可以去砍倒那个认为虚假的现实是存在的想法。
What's a fake reality?
那什么是虚假现实？
我
什么都没有做，他就骂我了。
Okay, so you don't get all philosophical with these Buddhist ideas.
不要去把这个佛教的这些理念搞得非常的哲学形而上学的。
There are millions and millions of people have lived in this world and never heard these ideas.
就是在这个世界上有亿万的人从来没有听过这些理念。
Then there are hundreds and hundreds of people who heard them but studied them their whole life and didn't understand what the wife already understood.
但是有成百上千的人就是一辈子都在学习这些哲学理念，但是都不明白就是那个老婆所理解的事情。
Okay, so she has the candle now.
所以现在他已经有这一支蜡烛了。
And it's not shaking.
而且没有在摇晃。
Then she can cut the tree. What's the tree?
他就能够砍倒这棵树呢？是哪一个？这棵树是什么呢 ？I didn't do anything.
Yeah, good.
我什么都没有做。
Very easy. No, Geshe-la, it's too easy. The scriptures are very deep.
这很简单的。然后你可能会想，不，格西老师没有那么简单，这个经文讲的很深的。
If you can use the emptiness in the kitchen, you went deeper than any sutra, okay?
如果你能够在厨房里面去运用空性的话，你已经比任何的经典都要走得更深了。
So you need the strong arms of seeing what's really going on in the kitchen.
所以你需要这个强壮的臂膀，才能够看见明白厨房当中真正在真实发生的事情。
And to go deeply into the emptiness of the husband you used to think was in the kitchen.
然后你要深入的进到那个你以为曾经存在在厨房里面的老公的空性。
You need a strong state of concentration or focus which can hold on to that idea, because every minute that goes by in the kitchen and he keeps yelling at you, it's possible you will lose your focus.
因为在厨房里他在骂着你的每一分钟，你有可能都会失去这个专注，所以为此呢，你需要一个非常坚固的、强大的专注力。
You need 在寂北定人生temple. You need focus, which is unshakable.
你需要那种不动摇的专注。
Sem nangi yangwa dan tawe tingin tembo kila kiawa lang. But even if you have this strong focus,
但即使你有这种强大的专注，
sem chiroki yangwa rakpa dan tel je lapa tsutiki lapa kego. A peaceful state of mind comes from living a general peaceful life all day long.
一种平静的意识状态是来自于你在一整天活在一种平静的状态当中。
You cannot live a life which is not pure.
你无法说你活在一种不纯净的生活中。
And then suddenly in the kitchen, you're going to remember that he's coming from you.
然后突然间在厨房里面，你就能够记得起来，它是来自于你的。
It's not going to happen.
不会发生的。
Not just your morning meditation.
不只是
That's not the only support you need.
就是你早上的那个冥想，不是你所需要的唯一的支持。
You need the support of a whole day long pure way of life.
你需要这一种就是一整天的有足够长度的纯净的生活方式来做支持。
Where you are being kind to other people.
也就是说，你要友善的对待别人。
Which we call the ethical life.
我们把它称之为有道德的生活。
It's in Buddhism, it's called the extraordinary practice of the ethical way of life.
佛教当中把它称之为增上戒学，就是说超凡的道德生活方式。
So it doesn't matter how good your focus is.
所以这个无论你的专注有多强都不重要。
That focus will waver.
这个专注一定会动摇的。
In the kitchen,
在厨房里，
if he yells at you for 5, 10, 20 minutes,
如果他骂你5分钟、10分钟、20分钟的话，
you will lose the focus.
你将会丢失这种专注。
You will lose the understanding that it came from yelling at your kids.
你会丢失掉，就是他骂你是来自于你骂孩子的这种理解。
Unless your mind is already, I don't know, like in the big, comfortable bed called all-day morality.
除非你的意识已经躺在了一张非常大、非常舒服的床上，而这张床就叫做全天的道德生活。
Dornat Sangba Shube, Sai Ngosho Chambale. So he quotes a quotation found in a famous book by Asanga called The Foundation of the Levels.
所以他引用了一本非常著名的无著大师所写的书，叫《本地分》。
And it's a sutra called the sutra requested by the deva called Brahma.
然后里面引用了一本佛经叫《梵天请问经》。
Zawa Shindu Demba Dan Shiwe Semla Gawa Dan Pape Da Dan Digbe Da Demba Jashin Delman Ja. Your roots should be very strong.
根本极坚固，喜乐寂静心，圣见与恶见具足不具足。第一讲的是你的这个根本应该极其的坚固。
Shiwe Semla Gawa, you should enjoy a peaceful state of mind.
你应该非常喜乐，非常享受一种寂静心、平静的意识状态。
There's two possibilities.
有2个可能性。
You could have the viewpoint of an Arya, or you could have the viewpoint of a person who likes to hurt people.
你可以有2种见地，圣见与正见。圣见就是正者的见地，第二种就是恶见，恶见就是那种喜欢伤害他人的见地。
Embrace the first one and reject the second.
你要去拥抱第一种，然后拒绝第二种。
Think like an Arya.
像正者一样思考。
And reject this idea that it's okay to hurt other people.
然后去拒绝那种认为伤害别人是可以的这种想法。
Then Pabon Kumbi says, well, what's this sutra talking about?
那帕蹦卡仁波切就在问到说，那这本经在讲什么？
What do we mean, Arya's point of view?
那这个正者之见是什么意思呢？
That point of view remembers the emptiness in the kitchen.
这种见地就能够在厨房当中去记起空性。
What's the emptiness in the kitchen?
那厨房里面的空性是什么？
There is not now,
现在
and there was never in the past,
没有，过去也从来没有，
and there will never be in the future,
未来也绝对不会有。
a husband who stands in my kitchen,
一个站在我厨房里面的老公，
who doesn't come from me directly.
是 不直接来自于我的老公，
Okay, that's emptiness.
那就是空性。
That's, by the way, that's called Hakton,
顺便一提，这叫 Hlaton，
Vipassana.
叫做 Vipassana。
First of all, it's not pronounced Vipassana.
首先，它不应该就是发音为 Vipassana，
That's a corruption of the word
这是
Vipassana.
Vipassana 这个词的一个错误，
And it doesn't refer to meditation.
而且它指的不是冥想，
It refers to a special viewpoint.
它指的是一种特别的见地。
It even means special viewpoint. Viv means special. Pashyana means viewpoint, view.
就是它的字义本身就是见地的意思。
What is that?
那这是什么呢？
Oh, I thought he was just yelling at me, but now I understand he's coming from me because I yelled at my kids.
哦，我以为他只是在骂我，但现在我明白了，他是来自于我的，因为我之前骂了我的孩子，
Right there
就在那里，
in the kitchen.
在厨房里，
He's coming from me.
他是来自于我的。
The husband I used to think was there was never there.
那个我以前以为在那里的老公，其实并不在
What
那里。
husband was never there?
那什么样的老公不在那里呢？ I didn't do
I didn't do
anything.
anything, husband.
对，我什么都没有做的老公。
Okay. But to hold that thought in your mind while your husband is yelling,
就是当你的老公在骂你的时候，你要在自己的意识当中能够持有这样的念头的话，
you're going to need meditation. You're going to need powerful meditation.
你将会需要冥想，你将会需要非常强大的冥想。
And specifically, the powerful meditation which can hold the idea in your mind that he's not coming from his side.
尤其是那个能够让你的意识当中持有它不来自于它本身的这一种特别的冥想。
And that powerful state of meditation which holds on to that kind of emptiness is called shamatha.
那一种能够去持有那一种空性见解的冥想，就叫做摄摩他。
And shamatha means a super peaceful state of mind.
摄摩他是指一种极其平静的意识状态。
In this month-long course,
在我们这个维持1个月的课程里，
we were exploring shamatha
我们有在探索摄摩他。
when we went through the 8 form and formless realm
当我
meditations.
们在做这个8层的色界、无色界的冥想时，
Those meditations did not have a meaningful object.
那些冥想并没有一个有意义的对象在。
Like you cannot stop your mind. It's just we pretend to stop your mind.
其实你是无法停止你的意识，你只是在假装停止自己的意识。
But if you work on those 8 steps, which we did,
但如果你去练习我们已经做过的那8步的话，
your mind will become extremely peaceful like the surface of a lake at night when there's no wind at all.
你的意识就会变得极其的平静，就如同一片在夜晚当中没有任何风吹的平静的湖面。
And the name of that peaceful state of mind is shamatha.
那种平静的意识状态的名字就叫做摄摩他。
So it's beautiful to see a full moon reflected on the top of a lake at night with no ripples. Perfect.
所以这个画面就是说非常美的一个夜晚里面，看到在湖面上完美的映射出这个月亮，而且没有任何的波纹。
But it's not going to help you.
但这不会帮到你。
Okay? You need to turn that peaceful state of mind on a high object.
你需要把这种平静的意识状态转到去一个更高的对象去。
What's the high object in our case?
那在我们这个例子当中，更高的对象是什么？
Oh, it looks like he's yelling from his side,
哦，这看上去他在从他本身那边来骂我，
but it's coming from me.
但这是来自于我的。
Okay, so we got this. Now we have a correct idea about where the husband's yelling come from.
那现在我们已经有一个正确的理解，知道老公的怒骂是从哪里来的了。
That's called vipassana.
这个就叫做毗婆舍那 （Vipassana）。
And I have been studying shamatha. My mind is peaceful. I can keep that thought even in the difficult situation in the kitchen.
然后同时呢，我有在练习摄摩他，我有这种平静的意识状态，我能够在那个时刻能够持有这样的念头，保持这样的念头。
By the way, did we do a vipassana? We did a shamatha meditation when we did the 8 levels.
顺便一提，当我们做了那个8步冥想的时候，我们有做摄摩他的冥想。
Did we do a vipassana
那
meditation?
我们有没有做毗婆舍那的冥想呢？
Yeah, we did.
有，我们有做，
We did 2.
我们做了2个。
One was called dependent origination, meaning in my past life, what did I do to see my Lama like this?
一个叫做缘起冥想，意思就是说我在过去世到底做了什么样的事情，让我看到今世这样的有这样品质的上师。
That was a dependent origination meditation.
那是一个缘起冥想。
Then we also did an emptiness meditation.
然后我们也做了空性冥想。
We tried to imagine a Lama who appeared at my house because they drove in a car from their house to my house.
我们尝试去想象一个，就是因为他坐车从他家开到我家，然后才出现到我家里面的上师。
That's the same as a husband who I didn't do anything husband.
那个样的上师呢，跟我什么都没有做的老公是一样的。
That Lama doesn't exist. That husband doesn't exist.
那样的上师是不存在的，这样的老公也是不存在的。
The Lama's coming from you.
上师来自于你，
The husband's coming from
老
you.
公来自于你。
Okay, so we're trying shamatha, which is to be able to keep our mind, even in the difficult kitchen. Many things going on, but I have focus. I can keep my mind on an idea.
所以呢，我们有练习摄摩他的冥想，就是说，即使在非常困难的厨房里面，我们还能够保持那样的专注，去保持那样的智慧的念头。
What idea?
什么念头呢？
Vipassana.
毗婆舍那，
He comes from me. He doesn't come from his own self.
它来自于我，它不来自于它本身。
He comes from me because I yelled at my kids. That's dependent origination.
它来自我，因为我骂了我的孩子，那个就是缘起。
He's not just coming from his own side for no reason.
它不是说毫无理由的就来自于它本身，
That's emptiness.
那就是空性。
Okay, now to keep that shamatha and to keep those two parts of vipassana,
那现在呢，要保持这种摄摩他，保持这两部分的毗婆舍那，
you need to all day long be nice to other people.
你需要一整天的友善待人的生活。
Okay, and if you're not nice to other people all day long,
如果你不是一整天都友善对待别人的话，
you will not be able to reach shamatha.
你就不可能到达摄摩他。
And that was the big breakthrough that Tsongkhapa taught.
那就是宗喀巴大师所教授的一个重大的突破点。
If you're not nice to people all day long,
如果你不是一整天都友善待人的话，
you can forget trying to meditate.
那你想冥想这件事情，你就可以忘记它了。
Why?
为什么呢？
Because what you hear inside your mind is also coming from seeds in your mind.
因为你在自己意识当中所听到的，也是来自于意识里面的种子的。
If you're not nice to other people
如果你不去友善对待他人的话，
all day long,
全天的友善对待，
and you do mean things to other
你
people,
对别人做一些很刻薄的事情，
then when you sit down to meditate,
然后当你坐下来冥想的时候，
those mean things seeds are going to open in your mind,
那一些刻薄的种子就会在你意识当中打开，
and they will disturb your
它
meditation.
们将会干扰你的冥想。
No person who hurts other people can meditate, period. Not possible.
就是没有任何一个伤害他人的人是可以做冥想的，就是这样了。
Therefore, they cannot have shamatha.
因此他们就不可能有摄摩他，
Therefore, they cannot have vipassana.
因此他们就不可能有毗婆舍那，
And therefore,
因此
they are stuck in the prison of the wheel of life.
他们就卡在了陷在了生命之轮这个监狱里。
Okay.
好的。
See you in session 24.
我们在24堂课见。
And thank you, Stanley, for such a great translation.
谢谢 Stanley 的这么好的翻译。
That one was 40, I think.